Okay, so this is standard 7, and for part A, we're asked to calculate f of 320, f of 323, and f of 558. So the first thing I did is I constructed this graph from the information given in the problem, and the first thing you see is that it has a period of 8. That's going to be very important. So in order to calculate f of 320, what I did is I used 320 divided by 8. And by doing this, this has no remainders. So, so this is 40, and with no remainders. So what this means is that the graph from the point f of 0, it's just going to have 40 cycles, and it's still going to end up at this point right here. And from the graph, we can tell that f of 0 is going to be 2, which is the same for f of 320. So this is going to be 2. So now for f of 323, I'm going to do the same thing, put it over the period. But this time, we're going to have 40, but with a remainder of 3. So what this means is it completes 40 complete cycles, but afterwards it's going to have three more units to the right. So from this point, after 40 cycles, it's going to have 1, 2, 3. So it's going to land on this point right here, and we can tell from the graph that when f of 3 is -1. So it's going to have the same value, which is -1. So now, move on to f of 558. I'm going to do the same thing here. So 558 over the period of 8. So this is actually going to give me a remainder of 6. So going back, as I did in previous problems, we're just going to see how many units is it from this point right here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the point that corresponds to f of 558 is actually going to be on the curve of this semicircle. So in order to do that, I'm going to construct the semicircle, as is right here, and we know the radius of this semicircle is 3, as you can see. 1, 2, 3. It's going to be the same throughout the entire semicircle. So from here, I'm going to construct a right triangle right here. So this is a right triangle, and this is 3. And since we know this is 6 points from the 0 line, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's also 2 from this point right here. So we know the x value of the right triangle is going to be 2. So now using Pythag, I'm going to calculate the missing side, which is what we're trying to find. So if you do 3 squared is x squared plus 2 squared, you're going to get x is equal to square root of 3 squared minus 2 squared. And when you simplify this, this is going to give you square root of 5. But we're not done here, since we're asking for this value right here. but the whole semicircle is 1 unit down. Like the base of the semicircle is not on the x line, so you have to subtract 1 from it, and which is an estimate of 1.236, and that's how you get that. For part B, as for this, so for me to interpret this graph, so what I did is move the 1 to the right side, just so I get a clearer view. And as from previous problems, we know inside the parentheses, when x minus 3 is going to be shifted to the right 3 units. So this whole function right here is going to shift to the right 3 units. And when it's minus 1, it's going to shift down 1 unit.